Hola, buenos noches, and good evening. This is your weekly news update. China held one of its biggest ever military parades Wednesday, with Chinese President Xi Jinping joined by leaders from a host of countries at odds with the United States and its allies in a display of unity by an axis of upheaval. Topping the guest list were Russian President Vladimir Putin, who has pressed on with his war against Ukraine despite a U.S. peace push, and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, in a rare departure from his isolated, nuclear-armed state. This was the first time Putin, Kim, and Xi have been seen together in public. The United States had no official representatives at the parade, which Western leaders mostly skipped in part because of Putin's attendance. The Victory Day parade, which marks the 80th anniversary of Imperial Japan's surrender at the end of World War II, featured some of China's most advanced weaponry. After a slew of high-profile successes in the U.S. Supreme Court, the Trump administration found key parts of its agenda blocked in federal court this week, with judges criticizing its actions as unlawful and unconstitutional. Judges issued orders blocking the president's use of the Wartime Alien Enemies Act to speed deportations, the federal deployment of the National Guard for law enforcement purposes in California, the freezing of $2 billion in federal funds to Harvard, and the termination of protected legal status for hundreds of thousands of Haitians and Venezuelans. It was the worst week in the courts in months for President Donald Trump and his administration, and came after another major loss last week, when an appeals court struck down some of Trump's tariffs. The flurry of appeals comes as the president has issued an unprecedented number of executive orders aimed at transforming the federal government. Hurricane Kiko is weakening, but remains a major hurricane in the central Pacific Ocean and is expected to bring potentially life-threatening surf to Hawaii on Sunday. By Sunday morning, the Category 3 storm was 715 miles east of Hilo, Hawaii, packing 115 mph maximum sustained winds, according to the National Hurricane Center. It was moving west-northwest at 13 mph. Kiko intensified into a Category 1 hurricane in the eastern Pacific earlier this week. Over the past few days, it strengthened into a Category 4 before weakening again to Category 3. Kiko is expected to further weaken as it continues to move west-northwest over the next few days, the center said. Forecasters said it could become a tropical storm by Tuesday morning as it steers north of Hawaii. While a direct hit is not forecast, some rain, gusty winds, and rough surf will impact the islands through the first half of the week. Thank you for watching and have a great week. Gracias por ver y que tengas una gran semana.